Great morning, folks. Hey, this is Wesley, $1 billion Virgin. Welcome to another Sunday mindset message here. It's Sunday morning here. Happy Sunday, and we're getting ready to embark on a absolutely phenomenal week. How many of you in the comments below believe that this week is going to be the most profitable, successful week of your life? How many of you believe right now in this moment that this week that you will experience a breakthrough in your life? This week that there will be some type or some sort of transformation that is getting ready to unravel in your life? I want you to comment the word amen below here. Hey, this is Wesley, $1 billion Virgin. I go live every Sunday around 10, 12 o'clock here. It's 10:30 here in Houston, Texas here. It's just to share the message for the week so you're prepared for the week. I've learned this years ago that it's more beneficial to prepare for the week. Like, instead of planning for the week, I would rather create the week. And we create the week by thinking about what we're going to do right now. We're thinking about all the successes and the great people that we will meet next week, all the business we will do, the promotions and the tests we will pass. If we begin to create those things in the beginning by week, and if those things start to become a habit, those activities, I'm telling you, life will never be the same here. So this morning here, great morning. High energy, high income. Raise your vibration, ladies and gentlemen. I'm feeling absolutely blessed this morning, and I'm ready to share with you some very profound words to help you, to assist you during your week, to ensure that this week is an absolutely extraordinary week for you. So the message is, your prosperity is in your darkest moments. Write that down, please. Okay. Your prosperity, aka your success, is in your darkest moments. Okay. Write that down. How many of you have, or maybe some of you are currently experiencing dark moments in your life? You know, the times when you feel stuck, the times and moments that you feel that there's no way out of this, the times that you feel lost and hurt, full of pain, you're depressed. You just feel that, that you got the unfair side of the stick. Sometimes you feel that God is just chastising you, or maybe God just doesn't want you to have the life that you want to have. Sometimes we start to think about, we're in our 30s and 40s and 50s and somewhere in our 60s, and we feel that, maybe God didn't want me to be rich or successful. Maybe this is God's purpose for me, just to live this normal, regular, average life. And I'm here to tell you that is so untrue. That is false. And I don't want you to have no parts of that. I want you to understand that you have something special in you. Okay? That we all have gifts. But even though we all have gifts, those gifts must be cultivated. They must be discovered. How do we do that? Well, we first have to begin and understand that your success, your prosperity, the things that you want, the feeling that you want to have, is in your darkest moments. It's not when you're on the top of the world. It's not when everything is working out perfect for you. It's not when your love life is great, you're making money, you're losing weight, you're feeling good, you're looking good. This is not when you find the solutions to your success. This is not where you find prosperity. You're going to find prosperity and success in some of the toughest times of your life. Does that make sense? Some of the most toughest times in your life. And I'm going to share something. I'm going to share a story with you. I've shared it before, but I want to share it again because it really aligns with the topic here tonight, because I just don't want you to listen to me. I want you to understand that this is not theory. This is my life. Like, I've been through very rough patches in my life, dark times in my life, confusing times in my life before I became the man that I am here today. And I'm gonna share a story with you. Listen, so this was probably, I don't know, 15, 16 years ago. I know what you're thinking, Wesley, aren't you 21? Yeah, I am. I'm 21. For the rest of my life, Lego. Listen up. So I was probably in my early 30s. And as all of you know, that my goal was to make $1 million like you, right? How many of you have a goal to make $1 million? Like, honestly, my goal was to be the first generation millionaire in my family. Because no one in my family was ever a millionaire. No one in my family, they probably made $100,000, maybe my uncles or my cousins, but no one has never cracked that 7-figure. And I thought to myself, why not me? I said, I want to be the first one to break that generational curse of poverty. I want to be the first person to give people the belief that it was possible for them. We're talking about cousins and aunts and uncles. And I want the family to see that the Virgin family, the Reed family, which is my family, to know that it is very possible if you make a commitment towards excellence. So, I'm trying to figure it out. I'm trying to learn how to build an internet company. This is when the internet was in its infancy stages. I want to say infancy, but it's kind of new still. And I wanted to make money online. I wanted to make money online. I did. I created a company by the name of 7dayfitness.com. And I remember buying the website from GoDaddy, spending $10 for the domain. I was excited about it. How many of you have ever been excited about something that you started brand new? When you get a business idea and it's fresh in your mind, you're like, man, this is it. I'm going to change the world. Everybody's going to buy my product. No one's never seen this before. Something that's innovative, new, and it's science-backed. I'm telling you, man, I'm going to change the world. How many of you remember feeling that way? Or maybe you feel that way right now. So listen up. Listen to the story. It's going to be powerful for you. So I thought 7-Day Fitness was it. And I said, this is it. I'm going to help people work out. Because this is what I was thinking. Because in the beginning, I didn't know what to do. And I think some of you are like that right now. You just don't know what to do. Like, you want to make money, but you don't know what field, what niche, what industry, what category to get involved with, right? Well, let me give you some advice. What I did is I thought to myself and I said, well, Wesley, what do you do well? Well, I used to be a skinny kid and I began to work out and I created this nice, delicious body of mine, right? I started to work out at 18 years old and I was just working out every day. So in my later 20s, I finally started to see the results of my labor. And I said, well, how about I just create a fitness company? I mean, I work out, I look pretty good, so maybe I can help other people lose weight and tone up and look good. So that's how I came up with the whole fitness instructor deal. Then I created 7-Day Fitness, which was a website that was catered to people to do virtual training. Listen, at this time, virtual training did not exist. I was one of the first people that even had the thought that you can train somebody online, even though, well, I'll tell you the story. So my thought was 7-Day Fitness. You'll work out for 7 days a week, 7 minutes a day to have the body that you'll be happy with. Okay. And, my thinking, I said, man, everybody's going to want this, right? I mean, who can't work out for 7 minutes a day? It doesn't take a lot of time. Doesn't take a lot of effort. Just 7 minutes a day. I was so excited about it. I created videos. I remember taking my laptop. This is a true story, by the way. I had a laptop that I got from Best Buy on a credit card from Best Buy because I didn't have any cash in a bank account. So I used the Best Buy credit card, bought myself a laptop, and I put the laptop up on the little easel, the camera holder, and I began to record videos, okay? I began to record videos, 7-minute workouts that would be eventually the 7-Day Fitness program. So once that was done, the website was up. As a matter of fact, I taught myself how to code. I taught myself how to build websites. And you may think to yourself, well, how did you do that? Well, I use google.com and I use the YouTube. YouTube taught me how to do it. I'm going to be honest with you. Like some of you, some of you piss me off because you say, well, I can't do that. I can't do this. I don't know how to do this. Figure that shit out. Learn. What do you mean? You're not stupid, right? You have the same mindset as myself. You have the same faculties of your mind like I do. Get on the internet, go to youtube.com, type it in. Go to google.com, type it in. I tell my children all the time, like, if you don't know something, look it up. It's on the internet for free. Okay? Everything that you want is on the internet for free. Again, that's your source of information here. So I taught myself how to code a website. I taught myself how to design the website. I taught myself how to upload the workout videos. I taught myself how to write the copy. I taught myself how to integrate the payment gateways. I taught myself how to create a DVD program. True story. Like 7 Day Fitness had 4 DVDs. And I learned how to author a DVD. You know, when you put in a DVD on a workout program and you have menus and all that, I learned how to do that. How did I learn how to do that? YouTube.com. I watched a 10-minute video that showed me, that directed me how to do that. I didn't have to pay anybody. Why? Because I didn't have any money. I couldn't pay anybody. I couldn't afford them. So I had to learn how to do this myself. Pause for a second. I want all of you to realize that you have the intellect. Okay? You have the intellectual ability to do everything that you want to do. Many of you say, well, should I hire this person? Should I hire this person? Yeah, if you have the money. But if you don't have the money, learn it yourself. Become a unicorn in your business. Become the type of person that can do everything in your business. It doesn't mean that you have to do everything for the rest of your life. But in the beginning, become proficient. Become so good that people are in awe. You have to be able to run your entire company and understand your company and understand every area of your company and be able to perform those tasks with no problem, without effort. Okay? That's what successful CEOs do. So let me keep telling the story here. So obviously when I put 7 Day Fitness up, it was a failure. Can you believe it? No one went to the website. No one bought my workouts. And I'm thinking to myself, what's going on? I spent all this time creating these videos. I spent all this time creating the website, and no one's on the website. Why is no one buying my stuff? Right? So I was in a valley. I was in a dark moment because I was confused. I didn't understand that why people wasn't running to get a workout program that was easy to use. It was on the internet. Why wouldn't people want this, right? But obviously, I didn't understand how to market at that time. So like I told you before, your prosperity is in your darkest moment. So what I decided to do, I said, okay, well, it must be something that I'm doing wrong, something I just don't know. So what I began to do, I began to reach out to people. I started to email people that were doing very well in the industry. Okay. Now I want to pause there for a second. You see what I said? I pivoted, right? I didn't stay in that valley. I didn't stay in that dark moment. I didn't berate myself and why is this not working? Oh my God, I can't believe I did all this. No, I didn't spend a lot of time there. Immediately, I began to pivot. I began to think outside the box. I began to spark and scintillate my creativity and say, well, what do I need to do? Well, I need to get around people that are doing well. So I started to email people. I said, I have a site by the name of 7dayfitness.com. It's innovative. It's different. 7 days a week, 7 minutes a day. I want to see if we can talk about doing some type of partnership. I see that you're doing very well in your industry. I'm very proud of you. Listen, I was sending thousands of emails every single week. No, true story. Thousands of fitness professionals online that were doing very well. I would email them daily, over and over again. And let me share some with you. Listen. I had about 1% of people that would actually email me back. And the people that would email me back, they just gave me encouraging words and say, Wesley, not at this time. We're not looking for partnerships, and we're not looking to work with anywhere and at this moment. And let me tell you what I did. I just want to be transparent with you. I was like, why no one want to work with me? I mean, I have a great product. I understand that why people don't want to mentor, why no one wants to partner with me. I'm emailing these people, some of them emailing me back, and everybody's saying they don't want it. They don't want to partner with me. So again, I was in another dark hole. I was in another dark moment of confusion. I just didn't understand, why wouldn't anyone want to partner with a young man like me? I said, I'm a cool guy. I'm a smart man. I'm a funny man. I'm a charismatic man. I'm a man with energy. Why wouldn't someone want to partner with Wesley $1 billion Virgin? Well, listen, they didn't want to partner with me. Let me say it again. Your prosperity is in your darkest moments. I just kept going. So I said, okay, since they don't want to partner with me, let me keep going. So what I decided to do, I remember joining this coaching group. I was paying $1,000 a month. I didn't have $1,000 a month, but I found $1,000 a month. And I remember having a conversation with one of the leaders or one of the orators of the organization online. And he said, Wesley, you need to get out of your house. I mean, emailing people is cool, but you need to see people. You need to go meet the people that you want to do business with. You have to understand something about successful people. They get a ton of emails from people just like you. They want to win. They want to make a lot of money. You think you're the only one that's emailing these people? They get hundreds and not thousands of emails. And now, as a successful person now today, I understand what he's talking about. I get emails every day. People begging me for money, begging me for opportunities. Please work with me. Please mentor me. So I get it, right? It's almost impossible to answer those emails. It's almost impossible to reply to those DMs. So he said, Wesley, you need to, and this is what he said, you need to get your ass out of your house and start meeting people. You need to go through the events. You need to go to the affiliate events. You have to go to the internet marketing events. You have to start to meet people that you want to partner with. They need to see your face. You need to build relationships. You need to build rapport with these people. So listen, this is what I did. I remember they had an event in San Diego. Boom, I went and I started to meet people. I started to shake their hand. And let me tell you something about meeting people. You know, when I started to meet these people, it increased my belief that it was possible for me. Can I get an amen? Comment below. Listen, this is very important. Please listen to me closely on this one. When you start to get around the people, see, it's one thing to sit at your house or sit around people among you who are just like you, hoping and praying and expecting a breakthrough in your business. But it's another thing to actually get around the people who are actually achieving the results that you want to achieve. Does that make sense? When you be able to, you drink with them, you rub shoulders with them, you talk with them, you get around the energy. And that's what I did. I was a young black man. I went to California. I had on my 7-Day Fitness shirt. It was a black shirt with white letters. That's the only shirt I wore for like 2 years. And I went to the event. I started to meet people and see people's smiles. I started to see people that were happy. See, the thing is, at home, I was around people who were sad because they wasn't winning. I was around friends that were discouraged because they wasn't winning. I was around friends that were disappointed because they wasn't winning. And then I got around winners and people were happy. They were carefree. They were nonchalant. They were grateful. They were happy. They were making millions of dollars a year with ease. And just being around that energy started to shift my paradigm. Stay with me here. I'm not done. Comment below. He's not done yet. Comment those words, please. Wesley, he's not done? I'm not done. I'm going to show you something here. Because I'm going to show you how the darkest moments of your life will unveil your success, your prosperity, your abundance, and everything that you've ever wanted here. So I'm at the event, I got around it. So it raised my vibration a little bit. And then I left. And then I went to another event. It's called the Affiliate West in Las Vegas. If you're an internet marketer or you would like to be a successful internet marketer, I will suggest to go to the Affiliate West, because the Affiliate West is a conference that many internet marketers go to. and you want to get around those people so you can learn more and be able to raise your belief about what you're trying to do, okay? It worked wonders for me. So I went to this event. I'll never forget this. And I went to this little party, okay? And the party was for a company by the name of ClickBank. ClickBank is where my product was, but my product was making $0. But one thing I did do that I want to share with you, I was always positive. I always had a positive mental attitude. I want everybody to comment those words below. PMA. I always had a positive mental attitude. Write it down. I was broke as a joke. I didn't have a pot to piss in. My balance was negative. I had debt up to my neck. But I always, you can ask anybody that knows me, anybody that knew me when I was a part of all these different companies, I always had a positive mental attitude. No one saw me struggling. No one saw me crying. No one saw me bitching and complaining. No one saw me down. I always had a positive mental attitude. It's very important, young people. It doesn't matter where you are. It doesn't matter how much money in your bank account. I don't care what dark place and how stuck you are. Always practice this. Make it a habit to always have a positive mental attitude when you leave your home. If you need to cry, you cry in your closet, you lock that door, and when you finish crying, you dry your tears and you come out with a positive mental attitude. Does that make sense? So I'm at the event. I'm at the little party, you know, we just hanging out. And I meet this young man. We'll call him Jay. I say, hey, what's up, Jay? How are you doing? And, you know, people just gravitate towards me because of just, you know, my energy is just so positive. High energy, high income. I've always been this way, right? I've taught myself to always have high energy. Why? Because you have to be able to separate yourself from the masses. Like, obviously, I wasn't rich. I didn't have a lot of money in the bank account. So I thought to myself, what can I do to set myself apart? What can I do that other people won't do? Well, you know what people don't do? They don't smile. They're not excited. They have body posture of losers. So I decided to be a winner. I started to have the physiology of a winner. I was smiling, chest out, shoulders back, walking around, shaking hands and kissing babies at the event. But it was waitresses there, so I was kissing the waitresses. I'm just kidding. All right, let me keep telling the story here. So I met Jay, and Jay was impressed about my energy. He was like, Wes, man, I like you, man. I just love your energy. You work out, man. You look good. And I said, well, Jay, you know, I have 7dayfitness.com, and, you know, I'm looking to take this thing to the next level right now, man. I would like to have you on board with me, man. I know we could do some tremendous things together. You've been doing this for about 7 years. I'm like 2 years in, but I'm pretty sure that you and I can make some changes in this industry, man. I mean, we can just disrupt the weight loss industry with 7dayfitness.com. That's exactly what I said, right? And he said, okay, well, tell me more about it. I said, well, it's quite simple, Jay. It's 7 minutes a day, 7-day fitness, 7 days a week. They work out. They access a virtual training program, and they get their workouts virtually. No one going to the gyms. I mean, Jay, how many people you know want to go to the gym? Not many people, right? How many people you know that want to sweat and want to be tired and want to be around other people? Not many people. So this gives them the opportunity to stay at home with themselves and create the body of their dreams in the private of their homes. And let me tell you something, I sold Jay that day. That night, I think we was drinking I was drinking vodka and water. I don't know what I was drinking. And that night, I convinced Joe to partner with me. He said, you know what, Wes, I'm going to take a chance on you, man. I love your energy. This is what he said, I swear to God. He didn't say, I love your business idea. He said, I love your energy. I love your positivity. I swear to God, this is what this man told me. He didn't say anything about, he didn't say anything about my business idea. He didn't say anything about 7-Day Fitness. He said, I like you. What I want you to understand, young people here, is that people will fall in love with you. Like, your future partner is going to fall in love with you. Okay? Not about what you can do with all this. That's cool. But they fall in love with you, your energy, how you present yourself, your passion. This is one thing that millionaires and successful people love about people who are climbing that ladder. We pay attention to your passion. We pay attention to your work ethic. We pay attention to your attitude. Not that you're the smartest cookie on the planet, not because you're just so bright and you have the greatest idea on the planet. Yeah, whatever. It's many ideas on the planet. It's millions of great ideas. Who cares about that? We fall in love with the person. And that night, Jay said, man, I want to work with you. So we began to revamp 7dayfitness.com. And let me tell you something. If I've never been excited, I was very excited at that moment. I remember flying back to Houston, Texas on that plane, and man, I was so excited. I got a first class seat because I said, man, my life is getting ready to change. I'm partnering with a millionaire because Jay was doing a couple $1 million a year with ease. And I said, man, I'm partnering with a millionaire. This is it. This is game over. This is why I struggled, and it was frustrating, and all the sacrifices, man, now it's coming to fruition. I was thanking God in the first class seat. I said, God, you are so good. God, you are so great. Let's go. I got home and we got to work. And let me tell you something, it's a lot of work because we had to revamp and restructure the entire company. We had to write new copy, had to create new videos. We had to create the database. I mean, it was just a lot of work, like 8 months of work. And listen, I'm not making any money at this moment. Listen to me, okay? I wasn't making any money at this moment. And I'm working my ass off. I mean, I probably never worked that hard in my life. I'm talking about 16 hours a day. It was just so much work to do. Once I discovered what needed to be done to create a functional product online, it's a lot of work, I'm gonna be honest with you. But I put the work in. And, I still was trying to live. At that time, I was running a boot camp, and the boot camp was paying my bills barely. So, think about it like this. I'm working. I'm still working a job. I'm running a boot camp, and I'm making YouTube videos, and I'm working with Jay on the project to get this thing pushed out. So, man, for like 8 months, man, I was sleeping, and breathing the business. That's all I was doing. I was so immersed, and I was so devoted to it. So I remember when it was time to lunch. I'll never forget this like it was yesterday. Listen up. Listen. I flew to Canada. ClickBank had a roadshow event. It's called the Roadshow. And ClickBank, they don't do it anymore, but they did it, and it was a party. And I only got invited to the party because ClickBank, they liked me. I tell you, I'm a likable man. Write this down. Learn to be likable. You don't have to be rich. A lot of you think that you got to be rich and successful to be around rich and successful people. No, you need to be likable. So I was a very likable man because I was always positive. I was excited. Let's go. Always, motivated, dedicated. I mean, that was just me all day long. And people adored my energy. The company itself, like clickbank.com, they was rooting for me. They wanted me to succeed because they enjoyed my passion for what I wanted to do. They enjoyed my perseverance. I never talked negative about what I was doing. I never sounded discouraged. Never. I always had a what? PMA, positive mental attitude. Write that down. It's extremely important. So I went to Canada. I'm thinking I'm already rich. So, of course, I bought me a first class seat ticket. Put it on a credit card, and I got a lovely hotel for $1,000 a night. And listen, I've never in my life till that time spent $1,000 a night on a hotel. I think I was 30 years old probably. I spent $1,000, right? I think almost $1,500. I never in my life have ever done that in my life. My hotels were $99.99, $100, $200. That's it. I spent $1,000 plus on a hotel for 2 nights, okay, per night, because I'm thinking I'm already rich. When we launched this program, the money is going to come in, baby. I'm rich. I'm wealthy. I'm not worried about $1,500. I'm not worried about $1,000. That's chump change, okay? We're getting ready to make millions. So I remember that day, man. I went out in Canada. I went around in Montreal. No, not Montreal. Toronto. I had a good time. I love Toronto. It's a beautiful city. Very clean. beautiful, gorgeous women. I mean, I just loved it, right? And then that night I was getting ready, getting all nice, looking good, smelling good, getting ready to talk to Jay because we're getting ready to launch 7-Day Fitness again. We're getting ready to put 7-Day Fitness in the hands of millions of people around the world. And let me tell you something, I was excited. I was so excited. I was so geeked out. I just couldn't believe it. I said, God, you're so good. I mean, I was praising everybody. I was thanking everybody. I was like, man, it is happening. And then I roll up to the event, and the event is gorgeous. I think it was in the Four Seasons Hotel in Canada, and I went in, and man, the ambiance was nice. I was meeting people who were making money. I was meeting younger people, 21-year-olds that were making $1 million, and 25-year-olds that were making $200,000 a month, right? And it just felt so good to be in that environment. It just felt so good to be around people who were winning, because I spent the most of my life, or the big portion of my life, around losers. And listen, let me share something with you. Some of you right now believe that the people that you're around are winners, and they're not winners, man. They're losers. They're just losing in life. But you've been around these people for so long, you think they are winners. And let me tell you something. When you get around people who are rich, that have $1 million net worth, when it's just normal to have a maid, it's normal to travel every single month. I met one guy in the Sun there, and he said, yeah, Wes, we travel, every single month, 14 days out of every month. His son was 18 years old, and the family, they homeschool. And this man, with his family, they travel every month, like 14 days out of the month, everywhere around the world. His son been over to 60 countries. At that time, I've been to 5 at that time. And I'm 30, he 18. Right? So what I'm telling you is, even the people that you're around right now, you think they're winners. They're not winners. And you can't say a person is a winner because you don't want to hurt their feelings. Most people are losers. Most people are doing the things that they don't want to do. They work for a job and working for people they don't want to work for. They're doing things they don't want to do. Most people have addictions. They drink too much alcohol. They drink too much weed. They have too much casual sex. Most people are they're just degrading us. They just a degenerate, right? But I was around winners that night, and I was excited about it. Okay? And about 30 minutes in, who walks in? Of course, Jay. Jay walks in. And a big smile on my face. I got a great smile, right? So I'm like, what? My smile is my superpower, by the way. I'm like, Jay! I said, hey, Jay, over here, my man. I got a drink for you. Because I'm getting ready to toast to our success, of course. Had a glass of champagne, I wanted to celebrate. Jay, he was a woman's man. Right? He had 2 women with him, Well, most men in Montreal, he's from Montreal, so he's a good-looking man. He had these beautiful women with him. He's coming into the party, doing his thing. And I said, Jay, come here, man. Come over here. He said, what's going on, Wes? How are you been, man? I'm doing absolutely phenomenal. Listen, let me tell you something, Jay. I want to thank you. This is a true story, by the way. I said, I want to thank you, man. I want to thank you for taking a leap of faith with me. I want you to thank you for being patient with me. Thank you for partnering with me, man. This has been my dream to launch this product because me and my family, we deserve this success. We really do. I have 2 children, and I want them to have the life that I never had. And you're making that possible for me, man. I just want you to know, thank you. I appreciate you so much. I love you, man. And let's kill this thing. So we toast. And we drunk the champagne. And he said, hey, Wes, if you got a second, can I talk to you inside? Because the venue was outside. And I said, sure. So we walked inside to the foyer in the hotel. And he said, Wes, we're going to have to pull the plug on 7-Day Fitness. We did some numbers, and we looked at the market. I mean, you have a great product, my man. You have a phenomenal product, but we're not going to be able to move forward, man. Just what we're seeing in the market is just this product. It's not going to fit into what we want to do or how we would like to mature it. Just not the best time for us to launch it. Okay? Now, at that moment, you can imagine what was going on in my head. I'm like 30, 31 years old, 2 children. I had just quit my job too. Barely making any money. Spent all my money because, I thought I was already rich. Counting on this. This was like my thing. Like, this was it. Like, this had to work. And I'm thinking in my mind. Like, I'm thinking in my mind that I need to slap the shit out of Jay. I'm be honest, in my mind, I'm like, are you fucking crazy? Are you insane? We put all this fucking work, man. Now this is happening in my mind. I haven't said anything yet, but I'm processing my thoughts. And immediately I begin to get negative mentally, but I stopped myself. I said, Wesley, inside my mind. I said, Wesley, all this means, this was powerful. Listen, I said, Wesley, all this means that there's something better in store for you and your company. Okay. The reason why I was able to say that, because obviously I was reading books, right? I was always educating myself. Self-development is very important. It's very imperative to your success. You need to have information. And I said that. In the mind, I said, Wesley, I began to calm myself down internally. I said, all this means something better. Something better. It's going to happen. Now, you may say, man, you're delusional, you're crazy. But I decided to be delusional. I say, man, something better is going to happen. It's all good. And I said, Joe, don't worry about it, man. Thank you so much for the opportunity. I know you did your best. Let's go back to the party, man. Let's have some fun. And I went back to the party with a smile on my face. Listen, your prosperity is in your darkest moments. See, many of you in that moment, man, you would have just went home, went back to your hotel, called somebody, and you would have just talked about Jay. Man, this man got me up here, blah, 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 blah. He told me I was going to do this. He promised me all this, and he said I was going to do it. I spent all my time, all my money. That's what most of you would have did. But again, your prosperity, your success is in the dark moments. It's not in the high moments. So let me tell you what I did. I went back out to that party with my chest out, my shoulders back. I said, hey, how you doing? My name is Wesley Virgin. I own a company by the name of 7dayfitness.com. And we have something that's going to change the world for the rest of everybody's life. And I was just meeting people, and I was giving them my spiel and my pitch. And I would meet this one guy by the name of Derek. Derek was a young man. He was a Canadian. Derek was about 24, 25 years old. But he created a product on the internet. He was making $200,000 per month. It was an ebook teaching parents how to potty train kids, believe it or not. And he was doing very well. Derek was a very smart man, extremely, one of the smartest persons I've ever met. Now, he was very smart. Marketing-wise, this guy is just, he's in a league by himself. He really is. And I'm talking to Derek. And again, at the end of the conversation, he said, man, I like you, Wes. I like you, Wes. Listen, write down these words again. You must have a positive mental attitude. It's important. Because it's easy to get negative and get discouraged and get pissed off and get angry and bitch and complain. I mean, that's simple to do. But it's very challenging to be excited and enthusiastic when everything around you is falling. And at that moment, everything was falling around me. But I decided not to look at the falling walls. I saw the walls and I started to climb them. And Derek, he took a liking to me. So much that Derek wanted to partner with me. So the same night that I lost the partnership, I got a new partnership. Can I get an amen, please? Your prosperity is in your darkest moments here. Keep listening here. It gets gooder. It gets better. The story gets very better. Listen. So me and Derek hit it off. He didn't even tell you what he said. He said, man, I love your passion, man. I love your energy, man. You remind me of myself. I swear to God. He said the same thing that Joe said in Vegas. I love your energy and I love your passion. He didn't talk much about 7-Day Fitness. He said, I love your energy and I love your passion. I love your spirit, man. It's like you just wanted your eagerness. I like that. Are you guys following me? He didn't say much about 7dayfitness.com, okay? He said, I love your energy and your passion and your eagerness to win. That's what he said. He didn't say anything about my pitch, my intellectual ability. He didn't say anything about the product, the copy, the websites, the videos, nothing. He said, man, your passion, I like that. Your energy, I like that. That's what he said, to be honest with you. So the next day, I decided to stay another day in Canada, and we decided to hang out. We had a good time, man. I hung out with him and his girlfriend. I was the third wheel, of course. At that time, I was celibate. No sex for me at all, right? I was totally celibate because women were not a priority in my life. And as a matter of fact, women will always be second to my purpose. It is what it is, right? So my goal I was so laser on the money, building the company. And we had a good time. He said, Wes, why don't you come out in a week, stay with me for a week, and let's get this thing done. I want to partner with you, man. He said, man, I like you. I like your energy and your passion. Again, he said it again. I like your energy and your passion. So he invited me to come out, and I'm excited. I remember getting back on that plane, and it could have went left. If I didn't realize that my prosperity was in that dark moment when I was talking to Jay in that foyer. Like, if I didn't realize the blessing was right there. And some of you don't see it. Like, some of you don't see your blessing is right there in the most chaotic moments of your life. But you decide to capitulate and surrender to it and say, well, I guess this is not meant for me. I guess it's not going to work out for me. I guess, God don't want me to have this. No, he does. But he wants you to think. Okay? Take a step back. And I got on that plane. I was excited, man. Woo! Way, man. I was so excited. Flying back to Houston, Texas. I'm running up and down the plane, walking, pacing. And I'm thinking, I'm visualizing what's going to happen. I'm partnering with another millionaire again. Not just that, I'm going to get the opportunity to go to his house for 2 weeks and hang out with him. All praises to the Most High. God is the greatest. And I was like, man, in your darkest moments, your prosperity and your success is there if you're looking for it. So I went back to Canada. Okay? I'll never forget this day. I went to Canada. I went to Waterloo. It's called Waterloo, Canada. Does anybody know Waterloo, Canada? This is university town. A lot of colleges out there. And I went. And let me tell you something. I got off the plane and I came outside. And Derek pulls up in a brand new Jaguar. I mean, that thing was sick. It was gorgeous. I was like, you know how guys, when they see a nice car or a beautiful woman, we tend to put our hands over our mouth and say, ooh, oh my God, you just see that? Did you see that? That was me. I was like, ooh, yes, sir. Jeez, right? I was excited. I was like, damn, look at that. I said, whoa, bro, this yours? I got in the car. That's me. This is yours? You know, we always say that. I don't know why. Me and say, is this yours? Is this yours? I think everybody does. Is that yours? Well, duh, you're driving it, right? He said, yeah, man. I just got it. So how much is this? 90,000? Really? Pay cash for it? You pay cash for it? I've never met a person that paid cash for a car. I never met a person that paid $90,000 for a car in my life at that time. I said, you paid $90,000 cash money? He said, yeah, Wes. Yeah, of course. And he said it so nonchalantly, right? I'm like, wow, okay, I guess I'm in the right car. So we drove about a 45-minute ride. We're talking, we're chatting. And I pull up to this beautiful gated community, okay? This kid is like 24, 25. He might be 24. He's young. I pulled up, and I see this man's house. And when I say the house was phenomenal, I mean, it was huge, okay? Pulled up, it's a Mercedes truck, you know, one of those Mercedes SUVs that typically women buy. It was in the driveway. That was his girl's. He bought his girl a brand new car. He brought his girl a brand new car. And he opened the garage and he had another car in there. I said, man, what's this? He had a BMW Z3, I believe, drop top. It was gorgeous. He said, yeah, I pay cash for that too. I said, hold up, man. You pay cash for all these cars? He said, yeah. All of them paid off, man. I have no bills. And I'm in awe, man. Honestly, I'm in awe right now. I'm like, God dang. You know, it's one thing to know that people are rich, and it's another thing to experience it. I walked into this guy's mansion, and he had just bought it like a couple months ago. I met this girl. Girl was very happy, very positive. I need to meet one of I need to meet a woman like that. You know, very positive, very happy. Walk in the house, she was just so smiley. Hey, Wes, so invited. Hey, Wes, how you doing? Derek told me so much about you. She was so happy. I was like, where are you? Where are more of you? And she was so supportive of Derek. She listened to Derek. You can just tell that she was very supportive of him. Whatever he needed, baby, can you get something to drink? Boom, she did. Hey, y'all want something? I mean, she was just amazing. I was like, yeah, I need a woman like that. Yeah. It's just so submissive, so nice, so happy, right? I mean, why wouldn't she be happy? She in that beautiful man. She got that beautiful car. I mean, come on, man. Let me get back to the story. So check it out. So I'm in the house and I'm just loving the vibe, man. I'm just loving the energy, you know, because I grew up on the south side of Houston, Texas. I grew up in, you know, somewhat poverty, and I grew up in like very angry, just bitter situations. You know, everybody wasn't typically happy in my neighborhood. Even growing up, it wasn't like a happy family. Everybody's happy. No. It was always frustrating, irritating, annoying moments. And when I was there, it was like a breath of fresh air because, man, these two people were just very happy, man. And they were so inviting. They were so nice to me. And, you know, I'm a black man. They're white Canadians. And they just treated me like I was their brother and sister. And I love that so much. They had a dog, right? And they said, hey, Wes, this is your room. If you need anything, just let me know, man. All the food in the refrigerator, have it. Eat whatever you want. Do whatever you want. And, you know, I'm a grown man. This man, extremely younger than me. And he allowed me to be in his house. And I was just so grateful. Honestly, I was just so grateful. I couldn't believe it. And so I remember the next morning, woke up. And every morning, Derek had to go have his coffee or his tea from Tim Hortons. If you're from Canada, you know what Tim Hortons is. If you don't, well, it's like Starbucks. It's like Starbucks competition probably, right? And he had me drinking Tim Hortons as well. Yeah, he said, Wes, you want something? Absolutely. What you getting? I'm getting the same thing you're getting. I was like, hey, listen, the fastest way, I read somewhere, the fastest way to be success is to model those who are already successful. Everybody come at the word model. Model. So I started drinking a little coffee, a little tea, and it was pretty good. I mean, every morning this man got up in the morning, that's where he went. Okay? So we went back to the house, and we would work a little bit. We would work a lot. And I noticed something about Derek. He only really worked until he just felt in the mood to work. Like he had to feel the energy to work, right? And other than that, he wouldn't do it. I mean, some days we got up, went to get the coffee, and about 12 o'clock we went to the movies in the middle of the day. In the middle of the day. His girl still had a job. She was an accountant. She loved the job, so she wanted to stay there. But she didn't have to work, obviously. I mean, he's making $200, $300 a month. We went to the movies one time. In the middle of the day, by the way, everybody working. We went to the movies. What I know is about Derek didn't work a lot. I said, don't you got to work a lot? He said, nah, well, everything is pretty much automated, honestly. And you should work when you feel like you have to feel that, that eager, that urge, to work or whatever, So I said, oh, okay. I was eager to work. I was ready, but Derek wasn't ready, so I had to wait for him. Then we started to write the copy. We started to write the new program. We started to write everything. I remember he let me drive his car, man. I mean, this man was so nice to me, honestly. It was just, some of you think that rich and wealthy people are very greedy and we're just so mean and insensitive. Let me tell you something. Rich people are some of the nicest people on the planet, man. They're just so nice, so giving. And, he let me drive his Jaguar. He let me drive his BMW Z3. It felt good, man. And I remember this one song. I can't remember the name. Well, I can sing it, but I'm not going to sing it. But, man, we used to play this all the time. It was an amazing song. I still play it till today to kind of reminisce, kind of bring back nostalgia when I was just on that journey of success personally. But I remember driving that car, putting the top down. I'm like, man, I'm a young black kid in Canada, in Toronto, and I'm driving a millionaire's car. I'm driving a millionaire's car, staying in a millionaire's house. God is good. I mean, I was just like, this is phenomenal, man. I mean, who would ever thought this would take place? Whoever would have thought that a man that grew up in a destitute area, just an area of poverty, no education, parents didn't make any money, they wasn't financially astute, like my parents, they're not financially astute, not financially rich at all, couldn't educate me about money or no wealth, but I'm with this man, driving his car, on a Monday, carefree. Okay? Carefree. And I remember we began to write the copy for the product 7-Day Fitness, right? So we wrote it, a couple of days, we wrote it. And it was done. It was done. All we needed to do was videotize it, create what is called a VSL, which is called a video sales letter. A lot of you that bought my Genie Script course, you saw a VSL. That video that you saw is called a video sales letter. It's responsible for selling you on the ideal or what I want to sell you about my meditation program, right? My manifestation program. And we were done. But let me tell you what happened. And let me tell you why I have so much respect for Derek today. I remember he wanted to go mountain climbing indoor, right? I mean, black people don't climb mountains. Stop that. Right? But we'll do it indoor, right? We'll do it indoor. I know, but you're not going to catch me outside hiking. Like, I don't hike. I don't climb. I don't walk walls. I mean, inside, okay. Yeah. And I remember we all went. It was me, him, his sister, and his girlfriend. Okay. And it was time to purchase the packages to do it. Now, listen, I've been living off credit cards, man. I've been living off credit cards, honestly. I had so many credit cards. I would just swipe and making sure I had more than enough money to be able to sustain myself. And then I remember when it's time for me to buy the package, my credit card declined. And it was for $28. I'll never forget this day. It was $28. I'm 30 years old. I'm a grown-ass man. Got 2 children. Right? I'm an adult. And I don't have $28 on my credit card. And Derek was there. His sister was there. And his girlfriend. And I swiped it. I said, "Oh, maybe something is up. Let me just swipe again." Swipe again. Sorry. It's declined. And you know how we do. We call the bank. You remember those days, guys? When you call the bank, call the credit card. "Hey, how you doing? My name is Wesley Virgin." For some reason, like we already know we know we don't have money, but we just, we don't want to make a scene because people are watching us. Derek is watching me, of course. Not directly, but in the peripheral vision, obviously. Everybody knows that. Like, what's going on? Why are we not moving forward? What's going on with West? Well, let me call the bank real quick. I'm calling. I think I had a Visa credit card. I said, "Hey, man, I'm at this rock climbing place here, and you're embarrassing me right now." You're embarrassing me. I mean, we're declining. I'm around a millionaire, and now he's going to know I don't have $28 on my card. And they didn't care about that story, right? And I think it says something like, "You have insufficient funds." I'm like, God. Okay. And I took the card. I kissed it. "God, please. If you can work miracles, and I know that you can you work one right now for me? Because I need this. These people are looking at me like Derek didn't know I was broke. Of course not. No one knew I didn't have any money, right? I always projected an image of success all the time. And I'm like, "God, please, if I don't ask you for much, but if you could do this for me this time, can you just put $30 on this card? Could that be able to take care of the tax as well? I'm going to swipe it. And Lord, please make it work." I'm saying a prayer to myself, okay? And I swipe that card. Decline. Shoot story. I'm like, "God, where you at? Where you at when I need ya?" Right? Then Derek turned around and said, "Hey, Wes, don't worry about it. I got it, man." He swiped his card. Pew. We're in. And I appreciate Derek for that. He didn't make a scene. He didn't, "Hey, man, what's wrong? You don't have any money?" He didn't do that. Some of you, that's what I was thinking, though. I was thinking that he would look down on me. I was thinking that he would think that he was superior and I was inferior to him, and he would tease me or berate me because I didn't have $28 and I was a grown-ass man. But he didn't do that. With a smile on his face, he said, "Man, don't worry about Wes. I got it." Right? So it gave me, it taught me something about just people, rich people, just people in general. Sometimes we just think the worst of people, right? We think people are going to talk about us. We think they're going to tease us. "Oh, I can't post this picture. What if they talk about me? What if they tease me? What if they say this?" But you'll realize that it's not that many bad people on the planet. Most people are really good people. You might have 9 or 10, very nasty ones, but most people, honestly, they're really good people. Even poor people. They're good people. Average, they're good, nice people, right? And we had a great time, man. And I remember when it was time to lunch 7 Day Fitness. Man, I'm excited. I'm like, oh, let's go. We're at the launch 7dayfitness.com. I'm with one of the best marketers on the planet. One thing about Derek, he was a unicorn, which means he knew how to run ads, he knew how to make sites, but he was a coder. But he was an advanced coder. He could do things that'll blow your mind on the websites, and he could do it himself, and he could do it very quickly. And so he was just like a one-stop. He was like a one-man shop. He was really good. I mean, amazing. Design, aesthetically. I mean, the websites he created, it was just beautiful. It was really good. And he did it himself. So we hooked up 7dayfitness.com. And I'm going back home. I'm just so grateful to God, of course. You know, we're always grateful to God when things are going well, right? God, thank you so much, Lord. If it wasn't for you, of course, because I'm excited. I'm happy. And then I get home, it's time to lunch. And we launched 7dayfitness.com. And, we are looking for affiliates, of course. And he had a lot of affiliates, and he reached out to his affiliates as well. Because I think we did a 50-50 deal on this. And it was better than the deal that Joe gave, because Joe gave me a 25-75 deal. 75% for him and 25% for me. I'll just let you know. So I had a better deal with Derek. And we launched. First couple of days, some sales started to come through. But to be honest with you, there wasn't enough sales coming through, man. I was like, whoa. What's going on here? I can't pay my bills with $20 a day, right? Because that's how much money was coming in. I mean, a few people bought it. But I'm like, man, it's not millions of dollars. Because my expectation was millions, baby. Come on. I already had the G-Wagon ready for me. The Lamborghini ready for me. Daddy was ready to get in the big car in the penthouse and, and relax in the beautiful Tempur-Pedic bed, baby. I'm tired of that air mattress. The air mattress was hurting my back. I went out of there. But, man, we wasn't making any money. Okay? We was not making any money at all. Listen, write this down. Your prosperity is in your darkest moments. Never forget that. I want you to ram that and tattoo that in the back of your brain. Your prosperity, like your ultimate success, is in the darkest moments, man. It's the moments of devastation. And I'm like, man, come on, what the fuck? I'm talking to myself. I'm like, what? Why is this not, why are we not making more money? I reached out to Derek, said, hey, Derek, what's going on? We went with the sales, is it working? He said, Wesley, you got to be patient, Wes. Patience, my guy. Patience. That's what Derek always saying. Patient, bro. Patience. And he was right to a certain extent. You got to be patient, right? Because everybody wants to hit the ball out the park, right? Everybody wants to be a Babe Ruth and just, knock that bad boy out of the park. Of course, everybody wants to be the Tom Brady and throw that pass that wins the game, or be the Kobe Bryant that hit the shot at the buzzer, right? Everybody wants that moment. So I was patient for a couple of months. A couple of months went by. We're not making any money, man. We're making a couple of, maybe $500 a month, $1,000 a month, off and on. Sales to start, sales to stop. And honestly, I'm getting irritated. Man. I'm like, man, what's going on? And at that time, I was training this young lady who was a lawyer in Houston, Texas. I'll tell this story. It's a separate story. I'll tell you that another day. But if you go to my podcast, you'll be able to hear that story. It's very phenomenal. I was training this black lawyer. There's a young lady here in Houston, Texas. She found me online, and she was paying me money to train her personally. And actually, she was holding me afloat for a very long time, and I was broke. And she probably the only woman I confided in. Of every woman, and I never dated her, but any woman I've ever, talked to in my life, which is a lot of women, she was the only one I actually really confided in, honestly. Like, I was very vulnerable with her at that time. I'm not going to tell you what I was vulnerable about. Maybe one day I'll tell you, but I'm not going to tell you tonight. But I told this woman everything. I really did. I've never told a woman everything in my life, right? But not like this. But she was phenomenal. And I remember I was so irritated, and she was the only person I was talking to, like just seeing on a daily basis. So obviously I was always just venting to her or talking to her about everything, training her, talking to her about what's going on, whatever, because I wasn't talking to anyone. Like for 2 years, I didn't talk to anyone. I wasn't talking to women. I didn't have any friends. I wasn't talking to my parents. I wasn't talking to anyone. My children are so young, so they was like, they was very young at the time. So, but, I was really alone. And I remember I was just so frustrated, with what was going on with the progress of 7-Day Fitness. And I decided, I said, you know what? I don't think this thing is working. So long story short, I'm not going to go too long because this story can be very long, but I'm going to give you the brevity of it. I want to wrap it up because I want to get to the point. Let's say I decided to create my own product. I didn't get mad at Derek. I was still grateful for Derek, but I said, man, something's not right. And I don't know what we're missing, but we're missing something. And I decided to create a new product. And I remember I created the product. It took me like 45, 60 days to create the product. New product. And I remember telling Derek, I said, Derek, I don't know what's going on with 7-Day Fitness, but I have a new product. I didn't tell Derek I was creating this in the background, right? I said, man, this is it. Bro, trust me. Like, I was just so sure of it. I was so certain. I just knew it was going to work. I said, Derek, partner with me, man. This is it. This is it, my guy. You know what he told me? He said, Wes, you just too impatient, man. I'm not going to partner with you on this one. I said, what do you mean? This is it, man. Trust me. This is it. I wrote the copy. I understand the marketing. I understand the psychology of the marketing. I get it. I really do get it. This is going to work. I mean, at least look at it. He wouldn't even look at it. And I was discouraged. I'm going to be honest. I was a little discouraged because I wanted him to partner with me, I wanted him to be with me. And I remember that night I was training. I stayed in these apartments called 3000 Sage Apartments. If he's in Texas, you know what that is. It's in the Galleria area. And I remember training her. Her name was Kimberlyn, the black woman, the lawyer, my angel. And I remember telling her, I said, I don't know why you won't partner with me, man. I know this is going to work. I don't get why he don't want to partner with me. This is going to work. I know it's going to work. He said, are you sure it's going to work, Wes? I said, yeah, that's what Kim said. He said, and she said the most profound words I've ever heard a woman say in my life. She said, why do you need him? She said, why do you need him, Wes? She gave me one of those looks like, why do you need him? You don't need him, Wes. I mean, she was talking to me like I talk to other people. That's how I am, right? I'm like, man, you got this. She was like, you don't need him. You smart. Why do you need him? Put it out yourself. I swear to God, that woman said that. She said it just like that, aggressively. And I'm like, huh. Yeah, why do I need him? I never thought that I didn't need him. I thought I needed somebody to partner because I was always looking for partnerships. And I think we are like that innately. Like even you, it's like we want, like if I just can partner with Wes, if I can just partner with Oprah, if I can just partner with some music artist, if I can just partner with somebody, if I can just network with the right person, everything changes. And what that does is it debilitates the belief in yourself. And there's nothing wrong with partnerships. Absolutely. Some partnerships are great, very sufficient to your success. However, Kim says, I didn't need him. And I like how she said it. She was like, you don't need him? Put it out yourself. Why do you need him? You smart, Wes. You're intelligent, Wes. Like, I've never heard these words. I mean, this woman don't even know me. And she's like, you smart, Wes. You intelligent, Wes. This woman is giving me these affirmations. I've never heard this as a child. I never heard this one as a young adult. That I'm smart, really? I am? I mean, this is the same man that dropped out of college, got kicked out of the army, and she's telling me that I'm smart, that I'm intelligent, that I can do it. I never heard these words before, honestly. I'm a grown-ass man, never heard these words come out of a woman's mouth. Well, maybe I did hear from a woman, but that was different circumstances. But like for my dream, and so, I mean, all I can say, Kim rocks. Can everybody come with the word Kim rocks? Maybe one day I'll introduce you guys to Kimberly. She rocks, man. That black woman was phenomenal. I'm telling you. She don't even realize the impact she made on my life. She's probably the only person in my life that really made a deep impact on my life, and maybe wasn't even trying to, but she was phenomenal, man. And she said, you can do it yourself. And as a matter of fact, let me tell you what this woman, you know what she told me? She was a very godly woman too. She was a devout Christian. And she read me some scripture, but I can't remember the scripture. But she says, Wesley, you're going to touch millions and millions of people around the world. You're going to change their life. I swear to God, this woman told me this directly looking in my eyes, looking in my brown eyes. She said, Wesley, you're going to impact millions of people's lives from around the world. I swear to God. And listen, the woman gave me a globe, right? She just gave me a gift. Kimberly was very generous with money. She made a lot of money, but she was very generous, right? She didn't care about money, but she made a lot of it. So she would just give it away all the time. And she bought me this globe. And on that globe, I still have that globe. It was a present. And this is before any of my success. And on that it says, you will impact millions of billions of people around the world. I'm paraphrasing. It's in my office right now, but I'm not getting up. Right? And she gave me that. And I decided to launch what was called fattheminister.com. I said, you know what? Fuck it. I'm going to do it. And I reached out to a couple of people that I knew in the industry. I said, man, test this out, man. This is going to be a winner. You're going to make a lot of money. You know, I don't know if you're going to make a lot of money. I just believed it. That first month, I made $1 million. Can you get an amen, please? I made $1 million. My bank account went from nothing to $1 million in 30 days. True story. And I was by myself, alone. No partner, no nothing. Within 2 years, it did $20 million. $20 million in 2 years. And that's money in my pocket because I didn't have to spend any money on marketing at that time. Like now I spend money on marketing, but before I didn't spend a dime. So imagine not spending any money because you had a ton of affiliates promoting your product. And all this money was just in my bank account. Right? It's the reason why I have so many cars and houses and stuff like that. Right? It's the reason why I have so much cash as well. But I made $1 million in 1 month. And let me tell you why. Because my prosperity was in my darkest moments. It was in my moments of confusion. And I want you to know that, listen, your success and your prosperity are in your chaotic moments. Some of you, I get it, you feel stuck. You feel like life is against you. You feel God is against you. You feel like the devil's out to get you. What I want you to realize is that your prosperity is there, but you got to look for it. And you have to begin to expect it. You have to expect that it is there. You have to expect something better is going to come out of this. Something better is coming. You have to begin to just say it sometimes. Sometimes you have to say it. I had one lady that was on my ranch like a year ago. She said, Wes, I took your advice. And I remember I was at a horrible spot in my life, a horrible time. And I remember you talking about how you just said everything is going to work out in my favor. You just said it. And I did that too. And I just said it, man. I didn't know how I was going to pull myself out of this situation. I didn't know how I was going to get myself out of trouble. I didn't know. I just said, it's going to get better. It will right now. And she said, Wesley, now I'm an influencer. I make $10,000, $15,000 a month. I just got myself a new apartment. This was like 6 months to a year later. And all I did was just say it. I just said something that was different than the status quo. You know, most people, they just wallow in their misery. They stay there in their misery. But I decided to say, you know, everything's working out in my favor. Something better is getting ready to happen. And I was expecting it, and it took place. And let me share something with you. It'll take place for you as well. Okay? The same thing that can happen to you, that happened to me, can happen to you as well. Okay? Does that make sense? Did everybody get value from that story? How many of you right now, you're going to begin to look for your prosperity in your dark moment? How many of you understand that where you are right now, and maybe where you are financially is not where you want to be, but you now realize that your success is there, but you got to look for it and you have to expect it. Okay? You may have a lot of bills. You may have a lot of issues, but it's right there. I didn't realize that when Jay didn't want to partner anymore, that was a dark spot. But I decided to say, you know, something better is going to take place. When I partnered with Derek and the product didn't take off, that was a dark spot. But I decided to move forward. I said, you know, something better. Do you not understand that all those experiences with those young men, I took tools and I took knowledge from them to apply to my future companies. A lot of things that I learned from them, I apply to my companies today. And now my company this year is going to do $100 million in gross sales. $100 million, folks. Like $100 million. I'm not even 50 years old yet. I'm going to do $100 million this year. Based off all those dark, challenging moments of my past. Okay? Hey, I love you. Thank you for joining me tonight, this morning. Thank you for taking a moment with me and understanding that your prosperity is in your darkest moments. And I want you to begin to look for it. When I leave this live here today, I want you to begin to look and analyze your life. And I want you to think, where's the success is here? I want you to begin to say to yourself, you know what? All this means that things have to get better. All this means is this week is going to be a life changer for me. This week, everything in my life is going to start to unravel. I can feel it. This is what I want you to say. This week, my debt is going to turn around. My relationships are going to turn around. My body, my health is going to turn around. My business is going to start to, like everything is going to start to turn around. I'm going to expect it. And I'm going to believe it. And at the same time, I'm going to take action towards my goals and my dreams. Daily, now. I love you. This is Wesley, $1 Billion Virgin. Much love. And let's go.